Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow.
Like, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride was one of the best attractions, and like they're trying to like, I think specifically in the Magic Kingdom Park in Disney World, they were gonna replace it with another Winnie the Pooh ride. I think was how it was happening, and there was like a huge campaign the um, by the Disney theme parks audience to like save Mr. Toad. There was like a whole campaign to be like, save Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. And like, yeah, the one specifically in Florida had a specific design that was like really unique. And like the carts would cross over each other and it was really chaotic and stuff. Like the paths would cross and stuff. And like, yeah, apparently people really loved it. And yeah, like it was like a really cherished kind of one by like the theme park nerds that like maybe a lot of other people wouldn't care about, and like the theme park nerds are like, you're just like selling out. Sword. Okay, there we go. I gotta say, Earhart, your hair is much nicer than mine. You have much nicer hair than I do. I have to wear this hat. To wear this hat, it just cover up my hat hair, Earhart. Let me just put it this way. I'm wearing this dorky outfit that wouldn't be very good at the Met Gala, Earhart. You seem like you would be a little more ready for the Met Gala, Earhart. That's for sure. So fucked. All I have is sword. Like, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride was one of the best attractions, and like they're trying to like, I think specifically in the Magic Kingdom Park in Disney World, they were gonna replace it with another Winnie the Pooh ride. I think was how it was happening, and there was like a huge campaign by the Disney theme parks audience to like save Mr. Toad. There was like a whole campaign to be like, save Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. And like, yeah, the one specifically in Florida had a specific design that was like really unique. And like the carts would cross over each other and it was really chaotic and stuff. Like the paths would cross and stuff. And like, yeah, apparently people really loved it. And yeah, like it was like a really cherished kind of one by like the theme park nerds that like maybe a lot of other people wouldn't care about. And like the theme park nerds are like, you're just like selling out. Yeah, we got a lot of streamers in here, so yeah, definitely okay with that. And yeah, pretty cool people. Oh boy, we're getting a lot of emojis now. Can't even see the game anymore. Why can't I do this? What did I do the first time? Maybe it is pulling it back. Okay, so there's that. That's good, 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 that's good. There we go, we got it. Oh. Get some burrito and pugs for that. Okay, what's happening now? I pressed that without looking at the screen. What's happening? I'm spooked. Yeah, go raid. Okay, getting a lot of emojis going on. Hey folks, this is Charles, aka Muditaheart, and welcome to my channel. I'm a second-generation Asian American, a game designer, and game developer based in New York, and I'm here to say a little about what we're about. So, the world is obviously facing various crises in 2021. There's the obvious ones, but also subtle ones, like crises of pessimism, cynicism, and loneliness. So I was thinking how important it was to have welcoming spaces that can be hopeful, kind, and cozy. It is my belief that games and game streaming are art forms of the 21st century that are great ways of approaching these problems. Games have inspiring stories and have messages of hope and represent voices of the unheard, and show us seemingly impossible problems can still be solved, and also may be warm, welcoming, and healing spaces for us to enjoying these things together. I'm using my channel as a solution to this problem in my own small way, as a celebration of games as an art form for caring, wise, and kind communities. Please support your local artists and creators, and I hope you can join us sometime. The pie discourse, of course. Okay, so is a chicken pot pie a pie? Also, are Hot Pockets pies? Also, are toaster strudels pies? Outlook point. Some people have like electric ovens. Felt really sorry. I don't know why. I guess I never get the chance to talk about that kind of stuff. I mean, that could have been me, right? An Asian restaurant owner? Asian? What do you mean? Asian, from Asia. She might have been from Asia, but you have little in common, yeah? What do you know about that restaurant owner or cooking? Well, I mean, I wasn't saying I was the same. It's just there's this feeling of, I don't know, like we have something in common. Well, I think you're thinking in the right direction, but perhaps superficially. Asia is so big. I don't think you can claim having something in common just because you look similar. Asia has so many cultures, people, histories. In a way, the term is almost uselessly general. But if you research something with about other causes, other issues, then one day you could share common understandings. Well, I was just trying to help. Oh, I know, it's just, perhaps there's more than just looking like her that made you feel sympathy. Something beyond just like being Asian. I don't... Nice car. It's not my taste, a car, or whatever, sure. Whoops. Whoops! Oh, fuck. I pick up another tire iron. Whoops. Whoops. Where's the tire iron at? Uh-oh. Shit. Where'd the tire iron go? I threw the tire iron. Shit, I fucked up. Shit. What am I doing, man? Take that, you piece of shit. Take that. Take that, bitch. Why am I getting involved in this? When I'm beating down the race car driver, I wore these shoes. I'm messing up my shoes to fuck up your car, bitch. I'm wearing these. Alright. Come at me, bro. Why am I punching random people now? Who are you? I don't even remember the support to indie game developers in Southeast Asia with the Toge Game Initiative. Please, if you're from Southeast Asia or know developers from Southeast Asia looking for a fund for your game project, submit a pitch deck and get up to $10,000 US. Yes. Who develops the developers? I don't know. Their parents, I guess. I don't know. I guess also like their influence. Pretty big jump from that game to this one. For one, Link's got all this bling now. It's so stylish. Mifa. This is Mifa's theme. They really do try to ship Mifa pretty hard with Link here. There's some pretty hard Mifa shippers for Link. And they definitely set that up. Let me know if the volume of the game's too low or if you want me to turn it. Hi, this is Charles H. Wong of Muditaheart. I'm an indie game designer, programmer, event organizer, entrepreneur, nonprofit co-founder, speaker, marketer, educator since 2010, and I'm applying to RPI's Level Up State program. It's my mission to find the intersection between humanistic game design, playful mechanics, and mass appeal. In short, I don't believe that caring about players and having fun is always mutually exclusive from accessibility and financial sustainability for artists, if one has enough savvy and is willing to work for it. Trust me, I'm a lot more fun when I'm not doing fancy pitches to incubators. Anyway, it is this philosophy that's manifested itself in all my work through the past several years. such as meditative games for socio-emotional needs, political games meant to get players thinking, and just fun playful experiences leading to recognition, awards, and speaking engagements. I've also organized events designed to be inclusive for all game developers, hundreds of them in fact, and several sponsors. Notably, I founded Unparty at GDC and 501c3 nonprofit Friendship Garden. For work, I've worked at companies such as Scholastic, Metroplus Health Plan, and Hostos Community College. My path has led me to be an MFA candidate at NYU Game Center currently, and that has been very rewarding. In the past, I've done work as an individual creative, and my work has always been a side hustle. It is my hope that with the funding and mentorship over the 8 weeks at our PI's Level Up State program, I'll be able to take my work to the next level by commercializing it and finding its business potential. I hope you'll consider me, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you soon. Thanks, this is Charles from Muditaheart.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Like, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride was one of the best attractions, and like they're trying to I think specifically in the Magic Kingdom Park in Disney World, they were gonna replace it with another Winnie the Pooh ride. I think was how it was happening, and there was like a huge campaign the by the Disney theme parks audience to like save Mr. Toad. There was like a whole campaign to be like, save Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. And like, yeah, the one specifically in Florida had a specific design that was like really unique. And like the carts would cross over each other and it was really chaotic and stuff. Like the paths would cross and stuff. And like, yeah, apparently people really loved it. And yeah, like it was like a really cherished kind of one by like the theme park nerds that like maybe a lot of other people wouldn't care about, and like the theme park nerds are like, you're just like selling out. Sword. Okay, there we go. I gotta say, Earhart, your hair is much nicer than mine.
Yo, 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 yo. Okay, okay, okay. All right, all right, all right, all right. All right, what's up? All right, okay. Looks like we have 0 viewers, but that's fine. We're happy to get started on the Muditaheart stream. Oh, I got a message back. Maybe I'll take this in another window. Is it someone who's gonna watch this? Okay, cool. It's on. Okay, great. This is great. This will be for later. Okay, cool. What up, folks? This is the Muditaheart stream. Pardon me. There's like a. I have a like my tongue hurts today, so it might be a little hard to speak. But mudita means joy at another's joy, and I'm a game designer, showcasing games like this. Check out my stuff at these places. Oh, I turned off my chat log. Hey, are we back? Come on, let's show it. We gotta have the self promo. Gotta have the self promo. Welcome. It's been a while since we did the stream, maybe like 8 days or so, but we're back. It's been a nice time. Last time we streamed on Mario Day, which was last Friday, and it's been a whole work week since then. Felt like this week wouldn't end, but it finally has come to the weekend, and we're gonna do a chill afternoon stream today. It's beautiful weather here in New York. Let me bring this microphone down, and yeah, let's get some music going. Let's get some mood music going. If not for anyone else, but for me. Let's get some music. What music? What kind of music? I kind of want a film noir kind of like style kind of music, but that won't get copyrighted. KK songs, Animal Crossing, New Horizons. Let's do that. Let's try this. I've never listened to this playlist before in my life. Let's see if it's a bop. Let's see if it's a bop. This is already, seems like it's gonna be good. KK as the lo-fi study girl. I did not know this video even existed. It's pretty good already. Alright, cool. But yeah. A lot of cool stuff. We're gonna be playing Chinatown Detective Agency, but first thing of order is that we're gonna go over a bit of news. Then we're gonna, get in touch with like what's happening in the world of games and beyond, in line with the goals of Mudita. And yeah, we're gonna check some stuff out. So yeah, just to go over some stuff. I just saw this wonderful talk series at WordHack at Wonderville this past week. This past Thursday even, so only 2 days ago, and boy, it was great. Trying to find some highlights. WordHack, for those of you who don't know, is a So Wonderville, WordHack is this. I'm just gonna copy this. Just read all this. This is what WordHack is. And they had these people. The Wordle guy, Depths of Wikipedia, and the webcomic artist Alex Crocus. Very, very cool people. Wonderful talk. covered a wide range of stuff. The open projector was very impressive as well, and it covered topics like AI art, to Wikipedia entries, to like generating the world's most successful word game. And yeah, it was really great. And yeah, I enjoyed watching the whole thing. You can skip around. I know like not everyone would want to like check through this whole thing, but it is worth checking through the whole thing. I enjoyed sitting there. I paid admission to get in and to get a seat, and it was worth the price of admission for sure. Yeah, I was happy to check it out. And yeah, if you want to check it out yourself, the video is online over here on Twitch. So give a shout out to WordHack, Wonderville, that they hosted WordHack on Twitch. And it'll also be uploaded on their YouTube channel as well. So you check it out on their YouTube channel when it gets uploaded here. But yeah, so yeah, wonderful stuff. Shout out to WordHack. Let's give a shout out to WordHack, or Wonderville, as it were. Please follow Wonderville NYC. They're very cool. Yeah, so check that stuff out. I mean, how can I even show you some highlights of this without giving the whole thing away? So here's like some stuff here. A walking poem, procedurally generated poem, interrogation by online generated art, AI generated art. Here's a branching narrative game. Here's like a talk about AI art and capitalism and WordHack returning soon. And then here's Depths of Wikipedia talking. She's very cool person. You need to pay for college tuition, so please support her and go to her talks. People can confess to their Wikipedia sins at her talk. Here's Josh Wardle. Cool. Word games, how he broke down the letters in Wordle. Very, very cool. So, check it all out. It's very good stuff. Thumbs up. Alright. And then also in news was, in the news, whatever, was Everything Everywhere All at Once winning at the Oscars, doing a huge sweep, 7 Oscars, including Best Picture. Oh my gosh. For a huge news for the Asian American community. Yes, absolutely massive step forward for Asian representation in media. Let's listen to this clip here. Let's pause our silly music here for a second and let's listen to Michelle Yeoh be a class act, classy lady Michelle Yeoh.
For all the little boys and girls who look like me watching tonight, this is a beacon of hope and possibilities. This is proof that dreams dream big and dreams do come true. And ladies, don't let anybody tell you you are ever past your prime. Never give up.
Very classy lady. She knew what she stood for in terms of her win. It wasn't about her. It was about everything she represented. Second, I believe she is the second woman of color to win Best Actress in the history of the Oscars. And the first was Halle Berry, I believe. Let me see. What else? Yeah, yeah, and the Daniels, of course. The Best Picture, and here's Ke Huy Quan winning Best
My
Supporting
mom
Actor.
is 84 years old, and she's at home watching. Mom, I just won an Oscar. My journey started on a boat. I spent a year in a refugee camp, and somehow I ended up here on Hollywood's biggest stage. They say stories like this only happen in the movies. I cannot believe it's happening to me. This is the American dream.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That's huge.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to the Academy for this honor of a lifetime. Thank you to my mom for the sacrifice.
Not everyone can get an opportunity like that, and yeah, it's so amazing to see that they can happen in the world, and yeah, hopefully this kind of stuff can keep happening. But yeah, I'm happy to see it happen during these Oscars. And Ke Huy Quan waited for a lot to get to this point.
Mom, I just won an Oscar.
We took a vote, and the computer club feels your presence will be a valuable asset to our organization.
Oh my God! We did it! We did it! We did it! Mom, I just won an Oscar.
It's come full circle. What's with this music? What is this song? I don't know what this song is. Why'd they choose this for these two clips? Something to note, Natu Natu did win the Oscar for Best Song for South Asia, and that's a huge win for South Asian representation. Yeah, but an unfortunate thing about the performance at the Oscars, they had performances of each of the different songs at the Oscars, Oscar nominations for Best Original, Best Song, and yeah, apparently like the dancers were not South Asian. The two lead dancers were passed off as being Indians on the stage. It's very strange. So yeah, first song from an Indian film and first ever Telugu language film to win an Oscar. So such a strange moment that kind of tarnished, kind of tainted like the wonderful moment that the song had as winning this Oscar, but kind of problematic. Yeah.
Performed at the Oscars, and not a single South Asian, let alone South Indian, let alone Telugu person is going to be dancing. How is this okay? First of all, I want to backtrack. Nata Nata being nominated for Song of the Year by an international platform such as the Oscars is huge for multiple reasons, but let me start off with the most important one. It is because Nata Nata is from a Telugu language film. I guarantee you, most of America does not know what Telugu is. It is a South Indian language spoken predominantly in two states in southern India, Andhra and Telangana, that used to be one state, Andhra Pradesh. People are already calling it a Bollywood song, Bollywood film. It is not. It is from the Telugu language film industry, or Tollywood. The next important reason is that this is a Kuttu song. Kuttu is a dance form that not.
So yeah, needs representation, very problematic. And yeah, it's kind of confusing the audiences to not, I don't know, showcase the people that it represents. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of It's kind of making things more complicated when the representation is not even there for the thing that's supposed to be representing. So, but it did win the Oscars, so that was very cool. Let me see. Any news we should go over? Ba, 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 ba. Oh, snap. John Wick and Destiny actor Lance Reddick has died at 60 years old. Holy moly. Spanned more than 25 years. Prolific voice actor. Oh man. Damn, that's sad. Willow on Disney Plus isn't canceled, just paused for at least a year. Okay, huh. Disney's Mario Kart speeds into early access next month. Super Meat Boy spin-off is one giant reference to an old Sega game. Magic the Gathering Black Lotus card sells for a record $540,000. Man, all that for a piece of cardboard. Let's see, critical distance. Free play, influencing on the game world. Player agency. Chrono Trigger. Mega Man X. World building, speculative future canon of post-pandemic games, serial format, games in a wider franchise, critical process, 2 featured writers reflect on their own critical processes. Writer will do criticism, analysis of material fatigue. Cool. Some news. Let's share this. It's the latest criticism. Here's Axios Gaming. Maybe it's a little slow week for games writing because GDC is coming this week. So yeah, I'm sure they'll mention that here. A Brazilian video game developer, publisher, defied decades of industry wisdom, promoting a line of new games based on how quickly they'll take to complete, not by how long. Games for console and PC complete in a sitting or two. Oh, that sounds pretty cool. Short as 2 to 4 hours. Vince McMahon makes the cut in WWE 2K23 video game. Despite Mr. McMahon being problematic, secretly paid off a former employee with whom he allegedly had an affair. Very problematic. Oh yes, this is very important. Speaking of Twitch, being on Twitch, Twitch CEO is stepping down after 16 years. Week ahead, Bayonetta Origins, PAX East, Storyteller. Game Developers Conference kicks off in San Francisco and runs through Friday. Storyteller is released. Whoa. Oh, this game finally got released, huh? Wow. The Tetris movie. Check out this trailer for Storyteller.
Once upon a time, there was a story of heartbreak. It begins when Adam falls in love with Eve. Till one day, Eve dies, and Adam mourns her in heartbreak. And yet, it can also end the other way around. You see, as a storyteller, you tell the tall tales of love, royalty and betrayals, monsters and suspense, and shocking murder. Of course, sometimes characters get lost in the wrong place, show up at the wrong time, or sometimes they need a little nudge in the right direction. And it is up to you to lead these characters to the ending they deserve, for better or for worse. So if you can reunite the family, solve the mystery, reverse the curse, or even defy death, then maybe you can write the book of Storyteller. Coming soon.
Very, very cool. Very cool. Am I not? How do I unmute myself? Okay. Whatever. Alright, cool. Storyteller. Check it out. Axios Gaming. Oh, let's check out some news. Drought-resistant tree. So some Peak Action news. Peak Action does micro documentaries about solutions to climate change, the opposite of doom scrolling.
Of course.
Okay, this is a dramatic example. Let's see what we got with this.
Every year we talk about another record year in wildfires. There's not enough resources to fight all of these fires. It has a huge impact on people's lives, and the smoke that comes from these fires is toxic. This is a real danger to human health. It's a huge problem. You can never stop every fire, but the impact of stopping even one or two or a handful of the large fires that we've seen over the last few years can mean saving lives and property. It can mean saving communities. We are committed to working to try to stop as many of those devastating fires as we can. I think from an early age I kind of knew my direction, unlike a lot of kids. I wasn't the kind of kid who wanted to be an astronaut or a policeman or a fireman. I always knew I was going to be an engineer. I don't know that I ever really dreamed about being a CEO. When I first started, I didn't really know what I was getting into, but in a very short time, it got in my blood, and now I'm very passionate about what we do in helping firefighters. By far, the biggest part of our business is in our wildland fire retardant, so it's the red stuff that you drop out of airplanes to help fight wildfires. We have been a fire suppression firefighting company, but we're really focused now more significantly on fire prevention. Although the basic technology has been in use for 60 years, Fortify is an amazing development. It works the same way as our traditional retardant, but it's durable, meaning it'll withstand as much as a couple of inches of rain. So you can put it down early in the season and it'll be effective all through the fire season and provide that fire protection.
It's hilarious.
This is a game changer in the industry.
Yeah, just remember to dispose of it properly.
What we're all about. We're protecting the environment from
Don't just like flick it into the woods with a lot of very dry tinder.
Environmentally friendly products ever used. We just launched a new product. It's a cleaner product. We're really proud of that. Our industry is one of those where you don't get second chances. The cost of failure can be measured in lives and property, so we strive to be 100% reliable every day, every month, every year. Anything less than that would not be successful. I found early on in my career that the way to be successful is to surround myself with the best people and to let them do their jobs. Building a team that is both passionate and experienced and experts in what they do and letting them do it. There's a quote by Steve Jobs that it doesn't make sense to hire smart people and tell them what to do. We hire smart people and they tell us what to do. What we do is build solutions that save. I'm Eddie Goldberg. I'm the CEO of Perimeter Solutions.
Nice. Good job, Peak Action and Perimeter Solutions. Alright, give it up for Perimeter Solutions for putting out forest fires. Welcome, Large Sloth Lemur, to the stream. We were just chatting about a bunch of stuff. Gaming news, gaming criticism. Oh yeah, this dude died from John Wick and Destiny. This dude died. I don't know if you remember Lance Reddick. I remember this dude when I watched John Wick 3. It's pretty crazy. But, oh yeah, so, oh man. Congrats. 2 years clean. 2 months clean. Nice. 2 months clean is still good. Every day clean is good. Whenever I see someone smoking a cigarette, I try to close my eyes. Get a second. Oh man. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to get away from it. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, it's a habit. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, I don't know how the cravings are being managed and stuff like that. I feel like, you know, if you're talking about like how even like, you know, this can like remind you of it, like then you're getting all kinds of cravings and all these things are reminding you. But anyway, let's try to change the topic on that. But yeah, we were talking about like the Oscars a little bit. There are no South Asian dancers for Natu Natu, which is pretty messed up. It won the Oscar for Best Song, but they didn't have South Asian, South Indian, or Telugu dancers in the Oscars performance, which is very unique. And it's not even Bollywood, it's Tollywood apparently. I didn't know that, but it's very important to have that representation. Yeah, and then Everything Everywhere All at Once, of course, did a sweep at the Oscars. Spoiler warning, if you haven't heard it already. Michelle Yeoh won Best Actress at the Oscars. First Asian identifying woman to win Best Actress at the Oscars. Yeah, it's kind of tricky. You can't say Asian American because, like, technically she wasn't born here. But, like, and does it mean for someone to be Asian or whatever if she has that background where she's born? You want to phrase it the right way. Wait, those guys that weren't Indian, what ethnicity are they? Yeah, these guys weren't Indian. They weren't of... None of the dancers were of South Asian descent, including the 2 lead dancers who passed off as being Indians on the stage. Like, they looked South Asian, but apparently they're not South Asian. We're gonna look into that. Let's dive into that. Natu. Oscars dancers. Background. Apparently they weren't. Gets lively performance. Dancers. Non-South Asian. Mustafa, who is Lebanese Canadian, he was reserved. He was reserved about the casting. He was Lebanese Canadian, and then a representative for Glover declined to clarify the performer's ethnic identity. Sometimes people just don't want to say their ethnic identity or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. The best answer would have just been have people who are of South Asian descent. Also apparently like the song and the dance itself was like a very specific kind of cultural dance style from South India. So yeah, it was really sick though. Yeah, honestly I didn't even get to watch that on the stream. Let's take a look at it. Natu. Let's check it out. And then I heard that in the actual movie itself, it actually popped off even further. It went even harder than it did in the Oscars performance. The movie itself was even more. Wow, look at them go. Look at that. Look at them go. They're pretty good dancers. They learn the moves pretty well. So yeah, a few of these people are clearly not South Indian. I think there's an Asian guy, the East Asian guy, a white guy here, a couple of white people. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, these are white ladies. This is good dancing though. Oh, this is good singing. Yeah. This is some sick dancing. I mean, like, I can't really fault the dancers themselves. You know, it's hard to get good gigs in Hollywood and all that. It's more like the people who are like driving the event and like hiring people and coordinating it. But yeah, I'm not gonna fault the actors who are just like looking for the performers who are just looking for a gig. You know, they probably have some reservations about it, but you know, they're not gonna say no if they're invited. Reports say there's a movie about I know, that's what I heard. That's what I heard when I was when people were talking about the movie. I gotta watch the movie myself. Apparently it's based off of real world events, but then it's a musical also and stuff. Oh, look at this go, man. Look at this. Look at it. It's popping off. Man, they're exhausted. Look at that. Look at that. Look at all that dancing. Dancing. Boy, that's some good stuff. But also problematic. I'm not gonna say it's not problematic. I don't. So yeah, this is Kiwi one. Back around.
I think I'm very lucky. And I'm number 7 in my family. That's a lucky number. I think I changed a lot. When I was above people, now I get to make the movie.
Mom, I just won an Oscar.
We took a vote, and the Computer Club feels your presence will be a valuable asset to our organization.
Oh my God! We did it! We did it! We did it! Mom!
And this guy's so high. Oh, okay, makes me really want to try kicking while hopping one leg, but I'm afraid I'll bust my ass. Yeah. Oh, hey, what up, Blaine? How's it going? We're watching some news right now. We're going to be playing Chinatown Detective Agency. Hope you're having a good afternoon. Shout out to Blaine. I don't know how to give a shout out to Blaine through. Shout outs to Blaine on YouTube. Yeah, we're checking out some news, going over the Oscars, some Asian news and stuff, some gaming news. It's not Asian news, it's news for everybody, but it just happens to involve people who are of Asian descent and Asian representation and stuff. But it's a win for everybody, honestly. It's not just only for Asians or whatever, but whatever. I don't know, I'm not going to dwell on it, but yeah, it's some good news. Sorry, I don't mean to get on my over-explain stuff or anything like that. I just felt like I wanted to clarify that kind of thing. But yeah, sorry if I'm belaboring the point. Anyway, let's move on. Let's see. Critical Distance. We had some news. It's gonna be a slow week in gaming news because like the whole gaming industry is at GDC this week. Oh yeah, Mr. McMahon is going to be in the latest WWE video game. Very problematic because he kind of left the company surrounding a lot of controversies and stuff. Very, very, very problematic. They're gonna sell the company maybe. Sometimes they establish a year of more advance. Although, like, EA has removed athletes from Madden and FIFA, so there is precedent for removing characters from based on real athletes in games and stuff. So I don't know. Also, the Twitch CEO stepped down after a 16-year run, covering the same ground again. But just in case anybody didn't see it earlier, I just want to cover it again. Here's PAX East. So GDC starts March 20th, and then PAX East starts on Thursday. So it's always back-to-back. Tetris movie came out on Apple TV. Storyteller's coming out. This game looks pretty cool. Let me know if you want to see this. I already showed the trailer for this, but I could show it again if you want. I don't know. I think it's worth watching another one of these documentaries. I feel like I haven't been watching enough. I think last time I didn't watch one. Okay, this is kind of curious. How to scale a climate startup. Just in case if I ever decided to want to start a climate startup, how hard would it really be? Yeah. We'll see how hard
Right now,
it
we
actually
do not
is.
have much time to solve the climate crisis. We need to do everything that we can to develop and scale.
I didn't get the Storyteller trailer. Is there any way to win points or anything, or is it just a simulator, kind of? So, yeah, let's watch the trailer again. I'm going to mute it while I talk over it. But,
It was a story of heartbreak.
so I'm going to put on some captions here
It
so you can see what's
begins when
happening. But, yeah, so yeah, you're able to click and drag these little characters in here, and then you put the character on the headstone here, for example, and then they're in love in this panel. The next panel is like the next panel of a comic strip, and then the characters, there's logic that happens where they are able to react to like what happens in the previous panel, what happens in the current panel. And then that creates different scenarios where, like, if you have different goals for like this scene, like it unlocks the next panel. So basically it's a puzzle game where you have to figure out the right combinations of scenarios in order to just beat this scene and get to the next scene. And the reason I know that is because this game I saw at GDC, funny enough, like, wow, maybe 11 years ago, over 11 years ago maybe, when I was a young lad at an undergrad, checking out the game dev scene there. And yeah, like yeah, Storyteller started off with a very humble prototype, and like it's finally getting released, and it still has the same fundamental mechanic, but it's finally getting like this really nice polished kind of art style. It's getting packaged up in this nice publishing environment, and yeah. So there's a correct scenario you want to make with the drag and drop. Yeah, you're supposed to create like either the correct scenario or like a number of correct scenarios. So like maybe there's like multiple ways to have, like, you know, a heartbreak is healed. So you have a heartbreak, then you heal it some way, and then maybe there's multiple different ways to result in that in the final panel, in the end, in that conclusion. But maybe you have to get one of them. Maybe you have to get multiple of them. Maybe there's different scenarios you have to get. But like, yeah. So then, yeah, heartbreak from this guy. This guy dies, heartbreak. Then she falls in love with this woman. And that's another way you can heal that. The queen dies. So this is the king. They're married. The king locks her up. There's vampires. She's there. And then the butler did it. And there's the butler and the dude. Wolf Among Us or whatever. So yeah, it's a puzzle game. It's a puzzle game. You're supposed to figure out the solution to each scenario through dragging and dropping, and then the game reacts through the logic of like knowing like what you're doing. It's quite a clever mechanic, and yeah, when you play it's pretty intuitive. But like, yeah, sometimes it can be a little pretty difficult trying to figure out the solution. And yeah, it's the same developer, Daniel Benmergui, who I recall from like back in the day when I first heard about this game. Same person, and like some other people are involved. the team seems pretty small, maybe like 3 people according to the trailer, but it looks pretty good. So yeah, check it out. Indie Hipster Points if you played this game. Indie Hipster Points. So yeah, play this game. Hipster game. The Storyteller. Okay. All right. So so moving on to from indie games, let's talk about indie climate solutions. Let's go to, instead of like making indie fictional interactive children's toys for babies for amusement and entertainment, let's actually save the world single-handedly as an indie engineer or something, indie business person. Let's figure out how to do that. I'm curious about this. I want to see how actually hard it is. It's probably even harder, both simultaneously easier and harder than you actually think it is. So let's check it out.
Climate technologies, because even with current policies improving, we are still on a pathway for significant, if not catastrophic, climate change. We're going to need about $5 trillion per year spent on climate by 2030 in order to solve the climate crisis.
So that's like 7 years.
We're not trending to hit that target. We help companies and organizations around the world access funding to develop and scale high-impact climate solutions.
High impact.
I have a very profound connection to the old growth. It's almost a spiritual experience. It's kind of like stepping back in time when there wasn't massive human impact. I grew up in Humboldt County, which is on the rural north coast of California. My family did a lot of camping and hiking in the old growth. At the time, the timber industry was trying to clear cut some of the last remaining old growth redwoods. My family was very involved in the activism around that. My dad did a lot of restoration projects, and so I was out there planting trees and doing creek restoration from the time I was about 2 or 3 years old. Ultimately, we preserved a lot of the privately held old growth redwoods. I've worked in climate my whole career, everything from academic research to working at a regulatory agency. I worked in bioenergy for several years, and we won several $million in state.
All right, fancy man. I don't need to hear about your life and career in like nature and in like winning awards, and you know, I used to like, you know, live with the redwoods and stuff like that. I don't need to hear that. I need to hear about like how regular people can help this thing. Like somebody like me who had nothing to do with any of this, who's no experience with this at all, who never barely even touched a tree in my life. Like, I need to know how I can help. And also doing it with like, you know, being able to pivot into it without it being like, oh, I need to like, you know, get a fancy degree or something. I need to know what I can do today, you know. Geez, this is impossible. This is impossible. How can people do this? He has a profound connection to the old growth that basically makes him a god. I think everybody needs to have... I don't think we need just only people with like godhood like status to be able to like affect climate change. I think we need regular people to be able to affect climate change. You don't need to be like, you know, I talked to a tree when I was 3 years old. And that made me intimately connected. I'm a regular guy. I work, you know, I eat food and I like fast food and stuff, and like, you know, like sometimes I go for walks, sometimes I don't have a lot of energy. I play video games. Like, how can I help and get in on this? I need to help out too. Not just like magical wizards who like were engineers at the age of 2 and like, sang to the spirit creeks when they were, 4.5, like I need realistic solutions for regular people. Come on. Oh gosh. If you're not physically integrated into a tree and cannot see into the past, present, future of all living things, don't even bother trying to help this planet. Exactly. That's what it feels like. It feels like you. Oh yes, I know the ways of the forest. I know the ways of the forest. I know intimately the inner workings of the forest. Oh gosh. All right, let's try to get through this. I want to see if there's like actually something I can do to help out here because I feel like this is very intimidating, I gotta say.
And other grants. And that really gave me my first glimpse into how powerful non-dilutive funding could be for climate tech companies. Non-dilutive funding is
that?
funding that does
please
not
explain that. I have no
require
idea what that
companies to give up equity. This can take the form of grants, loans, government incentives, and other forms of funding. There are a large number of barriers to companies securing non-dilutive funding. And as a result, many climate tech companies do not pursue non-dilutive funding. So CFS lowers those barriers and helps them develop their technology and scale their solutions much more quickly.
Use your
We work
fancy
with
words,
companies that
non-dilutive
have
funding.
the highest climate impact possible. Brimstone Energy has developed a novel carbon negative way of producing Portland cement, which is the main cement that is in use today. I wanted to
Cement is used in like everything and like roads, buildings, and like it's one of the most carbon positive processes that like produces the most carbon emissions. So if we can figure that out, that's huge, you know. So yeah.
work with Brimstone because they have the potential to really disrupt the cement industry, which has one of the highest emission profiles
they're just
in
saying
the
what I
world.
just said, yeah.
It causes 8% of global CO2 emissions.
Let that sink in. Just one industry dedicated to cement alone, 8% of global CO2 emissions. 8%. 1 out of 12 about is just because we produce cement, like for all this nonsense, you know.
CO2 emissions.
So
their product is a drop-in replacement for what is currently out there, which means it can be deployed very quickly. Utility API has developed a software platform that provides streamlined access to utility data. This transforms the old way that clean energy companies had of collecting and assessing data and significantly decrease the costs of deploying renewable energy onto the grid. We're looking at literally thousands of opportunities and hundreds of funders. We oftentimes manage the process from start to finish, helping companies put together documentation, engaging with funders, developing strategic partnerships. There's never been a better time to secure non-dilutive funding for climate tech. I believe that we can direct billions of dollars to the highest impact solutions that will have gigaton scale climate impact. I moved back to my childhood home. We have kind of this endless redwood forest behind us. Old growth forests are certainly at risk from climate change. And once they're gone, it will take 100 generations to replace them. I still have hope. I work with some of the most amazing people, amazing founders, incredible technologies, and that gives me hope for our ability to collectively solve the climate crisis. My name is Joel Armin Hoyland. I'm the founder and CEO of Climate Finance Solutions.
where's some come on, give me some ideas. Give me some ideas. Let's brainstorm. Come on. Tell me what how do I get the funding? How do I get some money out of this? What kind of ideas do you need? I can make all kinds of ideas happen. How do I non-dilutive funding?
Of course,
man, I feel like there's gonna be people who are gonna try and like scam their way into getting that kind of funding, which is gonna be unfortunate, but you know, very very dark. But like, there's gonna be people looking for that money who are just gonna be like, I have the magic bullet solution that's gonna solve this, and I need you to give me grants and money and loans that I don't have to pay a penny extra on, and it'll go straight to my pocket to work on this. And you know, we gotta watch out for that. But you know, hopefully that'll be a minimum, and that's part of the process. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I want to know. So that's funding, I guess. I guess I want to know how people can what ideas they're looking for. Fish-friendly hydroponics, fish-friendly hydropower. Feeding cows seaweed to reduce methane. I've heard of that, actually. I've heard of that. I heard the meat production industry produces a lot of methane, and methane has a lot of emissions that are, I don't know, it's pretty up there in terms of emissions. And yeah, and that seaweed reduces the methane. That sounds right to me. I've heard that. Man. Climate change could ruin coffee unless, oh boy. Fighting deforestation with bamboo toilet paper. Yes. Yes, let me know about this. Come on, how am I gonna wipe my ass and save the environment? How do I save the environment by wiping my ass?
Acre of forest land. 24
You don't like seaweed in your miso soup?
hours a day.
Oh man, I like seaweed. I actually like seaweed in miso soup. It's actually one of my favorite things in miso soup. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I feel like it's gotta be good seaweed though. Sometimes some seaweed is like kind of like a plain or whatever.
365 days a year. About 15% of global deforestation can be tied back to the household paper market. The average
Deforestation,
person will use
15%.
about 100 trees worth of throwaway paper in their life. Cloud Paper is a tree-free paper products company. Our core mission is to end the deforestation caused by throwaway disposable paper products. I grew up in a small town on the Oregon coast.
Seaweed toilet paper.
I always knew that I wanted to focus on solving big problems.
Are we using the
Kind of
seaweed in
early
miso
on,
soup
just
or
charting
being the
my own
cows
path.
or the toilet paper?
Over time, I gravitated towards a lot of the introverted hobbies. There's value in just spending time with yourself, being out in nature and appreciating nature. That can help kind of drive that energy to help try and protect it. People don't really think about where their paper products come from. People are busy. They have a lot of stuff going on in their day. There's a lot of stuff they're thinking about. They're making a lot of different decisions throughout the day. I get it that people aren't going to stop cold in their tracks and talk about toilet paper and paper towels. And
I just need it to be an easy solution. Easy.
Paper, beyond just selling products, is really change the conversation.
Is my ass gonna feel good, or is it just gonna shred it up like a
My co-founder and I,
like sandpaper?
Austin, worked together.
Come on, it's
at
gotta
startups
feel
here
good.
in Seattle. We knew we wanted to go out and start our own venture. Ideally, if we can do this right, we can drive real change. When someone sees the stats just around deforestation, generally the impact of the paper and pulp industry,
Yeah.
it's one of these things that once you see it, it's hard to unsee. Bamboo is the fastest growing plant in the world. It's actually a grass. Some species of bamboo grow up to 3 feet a day.
It's not about real easy solutions and real change, Mudita. It's about starring in a YouTube video with soft piano and talking down to people. Yeah, as we're talking about this, it kind of does feel that a little bit like that a little bit. If we're gonna put on our criticism hats on, yeah, it doesn't feel. This is like pretty well produced. I don't know, it doesn't feel like regular people, you know. It feels like, yeah. But I mean, I'm for it. I know it's a problem. I just need it to be an easy solution, you know, easy solution, real change with an easy solution. That I'm like, when I go to the store, I get this. That's it. I'm helping. Like, I don't want to deal with any more questions.
And it's ready for harvest in 3 to 5 years in order to fuel that rapid growth. It sucks up a lot of carbon and releases a lot of oxygen and does so at a faster rate than any other plant in the world.
Okay.
Our products are made with 100% bamboo.
Bamboo, okay.
If you just look at a bamboo toilet paper roll and a kind of traditional tree-based roll, the conservative estimate is that you'll save 30% in carbon emissions from your footprint generated by paper.
Okay. Buying bamboo products from now on. bamboo, anything I need that's wood that can be made out of bamboo, I'm gonna get bamboo instead of like regular wood now from now on. There we go. Easy answer. Make stuff out, buy stuff made out of bamboo.
Right, we 2x carbon offset any carbon emissions generated from the transportation of our products, and we've kicked off a robust tree replanting program as well. In 1 year, we can save close to 2 million pounds of carbon emissions just from our customers switching to bamboo rolls. Right, we're starting with toilet paper and paper towels. There's a lot of different paper products out there. And at the end of the day, we want to build the world's most sustainable paper company. Where the shift into tree-free, sustainable paper products is going to definitely happen, and it's just a matter.
Sorry, hold on, let's watch. Okay.
Different paper products.
Look how happy they are.
And at the end of the day, we
sorry,
want to build the world's most sustainable paper company. Where the shift
look, it's toilet paper.
Tree-free,
look, here you go. Feel that. Look at it. Oh, come on. Oh, here you go. Yeah.
It's just a matter of when. And hopefully,
you know, sometimes I just look at a toilet paper roll and a paper towel roll and I smile. You know? It's great. Look. Look at this. I don't know. They're clearly posing for the camera. Why? I don't know if they should be like this happy looking at. I don't know. I mean, maybe they are. I don't know. Gaze in it, smile warmly, and wipe your butt.
We can do our part to accelerate that.
So I want to be able to smile after every time I wipe my ass with bamboo toilet paper.
That change, because the sooner we can switch the world over to tree-free paper, the sooner we'll be in a better position in terms of how we treat our forests. My name is Ryan Fritsch, and I'm a co-founder at Cloud Paper.
Okay, that seems straightforward enough. I mean, I guess like another thing is that a lot of there is a decent amount of paper products that come from tree farms, I guess, and that is technically sustainable because you can replant them. But yeah, I guess I don't know about how much of that is from how much of the paper products, like tree-based paper products, come from deforestation actually. So that's a good point. I'm actually not sure. Yeah. Let's see. Let's look at like maybe 1 or 2 shorts here.
You already know that the oil and gas giants made a fat profit off of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. You know, war profits. Now, the head honcho at the UN, Antonio Guterres, is calling on all developed countries to introduce a windfall tax. This is basically a tax on huge windfall profits that are caused by something crappy. So supply chain disruptions, natural disasters, or war. Guterres said that this money should go towards countries that had no hand in the climate crisis but are now suffering the worst from it, like Pakistan. But if we're realistic for a second, sorry, that's probably not politically feasible. People already hate the word taxes, and the idea of their taxes doing good somewhere else in the world, it's not gonna happen. But no matter what that money goes to, a green transition, developing countries, or even, like with a carbon tax, just back into normal people's pockets. The more we tax these ill-gotten gains, the better for regular people and for the future. You already know that the
Man, I guess people hate taxes. I guess that's a problem. Oh well. Let's see. What if we saw this one? Yeah, last time we streamed was March 10th, Mario Day. Oh yeah, and like feel free to check out this KK Animal Crossing Lo-Fi mix. But let's check out Happier Sunday last week, because last time we missed it. Happier Sunday. I've never seen this before. It's my first time reaction. So, for the first time since their reintroduction into the wild, the Mexican wolf population in Arizona and New Mexico has increased to 241 individuals. All right. Wow. Beautiful animal. Beautiful creature. I don't know how... First time. Wow. Gen Zers are bookworms, but they say they're shunning ebooks because of eye strain, digital detoxing, and their love for libraries. Small business and paperback books are back. Cool. I don't even hate taxes that much. I hate doing them and thinking about them the most. I just selfishly want someone else to deal with it for me and make sure it's going somewhere good. Yeah. Yeah, I think doing the taxes is like an annoying part. But it is kind of like... I think like it's not even like that in other places than the US. Like there's other... I feel like... Is that true? Like in the US, like they're like... You gotta file your taxes for us. But if you do them wrong, we're gonna go after you. So like, it's clear they already kind of have an idea of what your taxes are supposed to be like. So, I don't know. It's pretty weird. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be much more efficient if they just automatically did it. I mean, like, I think a lot of it comes... I've actually heard, like, there was, like, a John Oliver about, like, how, taxes would, like, what is it? Like, they punish the poor or something because, like, don't quote me on this, but I think they, like, punish the poor for not doing them properly and triggering audits, and then the wealthy escape from paying a lot of taxes and stuff, and they're less likely to get audited. I don't know, something like that. Alright, a startup has completed the first ever hydrogen fuel cell powered flight on a 40-seater aircraft. It's the largest airplane to cruise principally on hydrogen. That is huge. Honestly, like, that's from ESG Today. Great, okay, cool. I'll follow that. Honestly, like, getting out of fossil fuels is pretty complex because of, like, all the different industries that use fossil fuels, from, like, automobiles and, like, jet fuel, and, like, you know, the different solutions have to be specific to those fields. But, like, yeah, we are already doing batteries for cars, but, like, figuring out a solution that was getting away from fossil fuels for planes was a whole different question, and I did not know that we actually figured this out. That's amazing. Hydrogen fuel cell powered flight on a 40-seater aircraft. That's not even like a small private plane or anything. That's a 40-seater aircraft. That's like basically like commercial air flight right there. So that's amazing. Wow, that's a huge, and that's a startup. Wow, amazing. Amazing. Kudos. IKEA announces plans to reduce or remove dairy as well as go 50% vegan by 2025 to further reduce the climate impact of our food. Woo! IKEA, wow. You know, IKEA's always thinking ahead. And like, it's not even like they're getting rid of all of it, they're just giving more options, you know? Like, you can still eat meat if you choose to, if you really want to, but they just want to give more options, and just to reduce it every little bit you can. So you still have the choice, and, you know, who knows, maybe you'll try out some vegan food from IKEA, along with the Swedish meatballs, you get both at the same time, and you're like, you know, that actually wasn't half bad, and then when you eat it, it's actually pretty good, you know? Yeah, this is some pretty good wholesome news today. I'm into it. Hydrogen fuel celled 40-seater aircraft, IKEA going 50% vegan, and reducing dairy and meat, reducing or removing dairy by 2025. That's pretty cool stuff. Good to see you, PR PhD. I'm going to give a shout out to PR PhD. Awesome. duo of 81-year-old women are on the adventure of a lifetime, seeing the world in 80 days. They're proving it's never too late to get out and see the world. Wow. Oh my gosh. That's so cool. 81-year-old women. How they know each other? Not our business. But that's cool. That's cool. How are they doing it exactly? I'm kind of curious about this. I'm also kind of curious about some of these other things too. So, IKEA vegan. Whoa, IKEA has a meatless meatball. The future is plant-based. The Huvud rule. We actually hope we sell less meatballs. Oh, snap! Yo, these people are gonna get freaked out when they hear this. There's gonna be some people who freak out at this. You gotta go? Okay. Thanks for dropping by, Pierre PhD. Look at that. Protein from peas for a meatless meatball. I'm curious about this now. There's some corporate promotion and stuff like that, but I don't know, it might be for a good cause, so let's check it out. I'm curious.
What's great about the plant ball is the climate footprint is actually only 4%.
Wait, do they have to call it the plant ball? I don't know. I know there's a meatball, but like calling it a plant ball, I guess that sounds better than veggie ball or something. Plant ball. It doesn't. I feel like plant ball doesn't sound right to me. Sounds like a sport or something.
Of the climate footprint of the meatball when you look at the ingredients that go into it.
Is this a Swedish meatball without meat? Well, not really, but we've added the same sort of ingredients you would in a Swedish meatball. So we have potatoes, oats, onions, apples. If you want to make a ball that really tastes like meat, you have to add different types of umami flavors.
The meatball is one of our biggest sellers. It is our biggest seller. And so it's quite natural to then look at how could we reduce the footprint of our meatball? And the answer for us was looking at a plant-based.
That's pretty bold. That like, even going against their bestseller, they're still trying to find a variation on it that makes it accessible to other people. And maybe even it almost kind of even like takes away from its market share a little bit. But in a way, it might even expand its market share in a different direction. So it's an interesting perspective. And also it's kind of following consumer trends too, because now people are kind of interested in eating more vegetarian nowadays, and maybe it does appeal to IKEA's demographic also too, like younger people and stuff like that. So yeah, it's interesting.
Option.
The taste and texture of the plant ball is really similar to a meatball. It actually tastes more than a meatball.
Wait.
In a good way.
This reaction was kind of weird. I don't know if I was... This is such a weird reaction to me.
It's really similar to a meatball. It actually tastes more than a meatball.
More than a meatball.
In a good way. So to get this texture, you'd have to have help because you can't do it yourself. So you need actual food scientists who can help you with extracting protein.
We actually hope that we sell less meatballs. At IKEA, we sell 1 billion meatballs a year. Now, imagine if we could convert even some of those into plant balls. That's a real, tangible reduction in our climate footprint.
If I were cooking plant balls at home, I'd probably do an Indian curry dish or serve it with some kimchi or something really flavorful. In our restaurants, the plant ball will be served with the mashed potatoes, the cream sauce, the lingonberry jam, and the peas, just like our classic meatball plate.
Okay, I hope it's good. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, maybe he's just like had a stoicism to him or something, but I got kind of standoffish vibe, but maybe he's just kind of standoffish or something. I don't know. Let's check out this plant-based pea protein.
At IKEA, we've decided a less meaty future can be just as tasty. Now, we've recreated one of our true classics. It all starts with pea protein, extracted by mixing yellow peas and water, which is forced through a nozzle under high pressure.
Oh, the slow-mo camera.
The protein pellets that are the result are dried and then hydrated again. Next, we add onion and potatoes and, to get just the right texture, oat bran, dried apple, and rapeseed oil.
Yo. These special effects are like... the special effects are popping off. They're like demonstrating this. They really wanna get your attention of how they're putting the science into this, when it's like probably much less visually appealing than this. But you definitely try it. If it's better, you keep eating it. Yeah, I think that's the idea, right? Or like even if it's like on par or like 80% there, you know, try it every once in a while. It does look really cool. It does look really cool animation.
Oat bran, dried apples, and rapeseed oil. Rice flour holds it all together. The perfect meaty taste is achieved by adding natural flavoring and is balanced by mushroom, tomato, lemon, salt, black pepper, and classic allspice. Finally, the butter is shaped and fried.
Some Doctor Strange plant
serve.
balls. Doctor Strange plant balls. All right, that's pretty cool. Meatless meatballs from IKEA. They knew where to spend their budget. If you want to check this out, happy broadcast. Definitely check out their channel. Instagram account. Hundreds of Penn State students have raised more than $15 million for pediatric cancer patients in the annual 46-hour dance marathon known as Thon. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. I want to see a quick clip of the dancing. Penn State Thon. Okay, local news.
Thon is the largest student-run philanthropy in the world, raising money for the kids battling cancer at Penn State Children's Hospital in Hershey. The weekend-long dance marathon just wrapped up in State College. ABC 27 sports director Ali Berube was there throughout the weekend.
As the confetti falls in the final moments of the 51st annual Penn State Thon, the 46-hour dance marathon has come to a close. But every moment, one to remember. 3, 2, 1. From the beginning moments of Thon inside the Bryce Jordan Center.
It's indescribable. Thon is so magical. This weekend is so special.
There's just this spirit of hope and love that pervades every single inch of the space of the Bryce Jordan Center.
As over 700 dancers stay on their feet for 46 hours.
You're doing this for a reason. You're standing for a cure for pediatric cancer, and there's nothing more motivating to me to keep standing and keep fighting.
A defining part of so many Penn State students' careers.
The first time I walked into the Bryce Jordan Center, I was a junior in high school and I fell in love. I was like, this is the place I want to be, and that passion kept growing.
This weekend, something you have to see to believe. The Kids Talent Show, where spectacular performances weren't in short supply. Even an epic lightsaber battle to fire up the crowd.
It's a community of people just being selfless and really standing for the kids who we care about and the families we love.
We truly would not have made it through our son's cancer journey and ultimate death without the support of Four Diamonds.
This weekend, all about those little warriors who got some pointers from a special group of Nittany Lions.
You too hot. You on fire, boy. You know, you play in front of 100,000, and then you're trying to raise $100,000 for, you know, kids going towards their families and such. It's just special.
Then it was the Division I athletes' turn on stage in the pep rally. A different tone on Sunday as the students remember those Four Diamonds kids still fighting
Aww.
were no longer with us.
I mean, it's got to be about that, you know. You got to have that.
You make me cry. You always make me cry. We all know why we're here, to raise money for the kids.
The total for Thon 2023, Foster the Magic, is...
And the moment everyone waits for with bated breath.
Whoa!
Well, you just saw it there. These students raised $15 million, setting a new record for Thon. Now that money will be used to fuel incredible research, as well as cover the entire cost of treatment for those Four Diamonds kids at the Penn State Children's Hospital in Hershey.
Research and treatment.
The entire 46 hours in State College, I'm Ali Barubi, ABC 27 News.
Aw. Yeah, I mean, I really hope that we can have, you know, better sustainable solutions to healthcare. That don't require like big marathons and stuff like that, but yeah, in the meantime, there will be people who do things like this to try and support people in need. Yeah, can't criticize that. I also didn't notice any Asian people there in any of that footage. That was pretty weird. But it's fine. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, I'm not sure what to expect with Penn State exactly. But okay, that was cool. Let me see what else. I had some other thought, but let's just move on. All right. Italian region will reimburse visitors' journeys. I'm not going to bother reading that now because my mouth hurts and I don't want to butcher it. If they travel by train, and offer free entry to museums in a bid to promote sustainable travel. If they travel by train. Oh, wow. Cool. Asians are probably allowed in with the proper documentation. Awesome person of the week. When it comes to humanity and charity, Senegalese football player is doing outstanding work. In his hometown, he built a school, a hospital worth 530,000 euros, and he pays families 70 euros monthly, provides free clothes for the kids, and free access to 4G network. Keep up, Monday. Wow, pretty cool. That was a pretty good week of happy broadcast, gotta say. Gen Zers getting into books and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty good. Honestly, I really hope more Gen Z get into books. That's honestly reassuring. I think millennials are getting way into into social media. Oh yeah, promo for this. This happened already today, but feel free to support. Feel free to support Sabrina Sims / Starlight Art Studio. The artist work. She ran a mono printing workshop at Baby Castles. Feel free to check out some of her zines too. Very cool work in New York. Here's the links. Get some Rezo prints, some zines. Yeah, good stuff here. Check it out. I shouldn't close it. What am I doing? And Wonderville, they had this great talk by Wordle, Depths of Wikipedia, and Alex Crocus. Yeah, this was really worth checking out. It was really good talk. Yeah, Art Conundrum was really good. Depths of Wikipedia. Man wearing a tiara and shrugging. AMK 152 left Wikipedia because of disagreement over SpongeBob episode articles, and he started Encyclopedia SpongeBobia, and he has since made more than 50,000 edits. Also, he's the current chair of the Libertarian Party of New York and was the Libertarian nominee for New York District 23 in 2020. What a twist. And this is all publicly available online information on Wikipedia. Very fun stuff. And then there's the talk by the Wordle guy. How do you pick the words? Some words are very common. You gotta cut it down. Some words are debatable. This would piss people off. People don't want to see this. People want to argue. But also, people want pizza as a word. They took pizza off at some point. They added it back in. Yeah, some good customer service experience. So yeah, check out Word Hack. And it'll eventually be uploaded on Wonderville over here. Please join me in following Wonderville NYC, who hosted Word Hack this past Thursday. Very cool. I've been talking for a while. Let's watch a trailer for Chinatown Detective Agency, a point-and-click adventure game. Cyberpunk version of Singapore in 2037. Let's check out this trailer for the game. And then I'm going to take a break, and then we're going to come back.
Rupert,
What's the deal?
we're at a crossroads. I'm one test away from being accepted into the Lupercalia.
Well, that sounds like good news. What's the test?
They want me to steal the 16th century edition of the Divine Comedy from the Temasek University's Rare Books Library.
Well, that escalated quickly. I mean, I sort of get it. If you're going to set up tests for initiates, you might as well go all the way. Steal the Divine Comedy. Genius. I'm really taking a shine to these guys.
Rupert, can we focus? Am I going to do this? Am I going to commit a crime? A pretty serious one. To undo another? Sometimes I wonder what I'm getting myself into. I thought being a PI was pretty straightforward. Take a few photos of a cheating husband, catch the bad guy using company funds.
You ought to be excited. I know I am.
But I'm serious. I can only compromise my morals so many times.
Well, you can still walk away, Amira. But you won't. I know you won't. I think you already made your mind up. You just needed to hear me say, do it. And I'm saying, do it. We're about to go past the point of no return.
Rupert,
What's the deal?
we're at a cross.
Here comes the drop. Cyberpunk dystopia. Boom 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 boom. Boom 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 boom. Boom 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 boom. Boom boom boom. Okay, I need to drink some water, so I'm gonna let this trailer loop while I go get some water, and I'll be right back. So yeah, check it out. And yeah, I need a break. So BRB in 10 minutes. And then we'll play Chinatown Detective Agency. And if it doesn't work for whatever reason, we'll end up playing something else. Alright? So 10 minutes, folks. Be right back.
I'm one test away from being accepted into the Lupercalia.
Well, that sounds like good news. What's the test?
They want me to steal the 16th century edition of the Divine Comedy from the Temasek University's rare books library.
Well, that escalated quickly. I mean, I sort of get it. If you're going to set up tests for initiates, you might as well go all the way. Steal the Divine Comedy. Genius! I'm really taking a shine to these guys.
Rupert, can we focus? Am I going to do this? Am I going to commit a crime? A pretty serious one, to undo another? Sometimes I wonder what I'm getting myself into. I thought being a PI was pretty straightforward. Take a few photos of a cheating husband, catch the bad guy using company funds.
You ought to be excited. I know I am.
But I'm serious. I can only compromise my morals so many times.
Well, you can still walk away, Amira. But you won't. I know you won't. I think you already made your mind up. You just needed to hear me say, do it. And I'm saying, do it. We're about to go past the point of no return.
Rupert,
What's the deal?
we're at a crossroads. I'm one test away from being accepted into the Lupercalia.
Well, that sounds like good news. What's the test?
They want me to steal the 16th century edition of the Divine Comedy from the Temasek University's rare books library.
Well, that escalated quickly. I mean, I sort of get it. If you're going to set up tests for initiates, you might as well go all the way. Steal the Divine Comedy. Genius! I'm really taking a shine to these guys.
Rupert, can we focus? Am I going to do this? Am I going to commit a crime? A pretty serious one, to undo another? Sometimes I wonder what I'm getting myself into. I thought being a PI was pretty straightforward. Take a few photos of a cheating husband, catch the bad guy using company funds.
You ought to be excited. I know I am.
But I'm serious. I can only compromise my morals so many times.
Well, you can still walk away, Amira. But you won't. I know you won't. I think you already made your mind up. You just needed to hear me say, do it. And I'm saying, do it. We're about to go past the point of no return.
Rupert,
What's the deal?
we're at a crossroads. I'm one test away from being accepted into the Lupercalia.
Well, that sounds like good news. What's the test?
They want me to steal the 16th century edition of the Divine Comedy from the Temasek University's rare books library.
Well, that escalated quickly. I mean, I sort of get it. If you're going to set up tests for initiates, you might as well go all the way. Steal the Divine Comedy. Genius. I'm really taking a shine to these guys.
Rupert, can we focus? Am I going to do this? Am I going to commit a crime? A pretty serious one. To undo another? Sometimes I wonder what I'm getting myself into. I thought being a PI was pretty straightforward. Take a few photos of a cheating husband, catch the bad guy using company funds.
You ought to be excited. I know I am.
But I'm serious. I can only compromise my morals so many times.
Well, you can still walk away, Amira. But you won't. I know you won't. I think you already made your mind up. You just needed to hear me say, do it. And I'm saying, do it. We're about to go past the point of no return.
Rupert,
What's the deal?
we're at a crossroads. I'm one test away from being accepted into the Lupercalia.
Well, that sounds like good news. What's the test?
They want me to steal the 16th century edition of the Divine Comedy from the Temasek University's rare books library.
Well, that escalated quickly. I mean, I sort of get it. If you're going to set up tests for initiates, you might as well go all the way. Steal the Divine Comedy. Genius. I'm really taking a shine to these guys.
Rupert, can we focus? Am I going to do this? Am I going to commit a crime? A pretty serious one. To undo another? Sometimes I wonder what I'm getting myself into. I thought being a PI was pretty straightforward. Take a few photos of a cheating husband, catch the bad guy using company funds.
You ought to be excited. I know I am.
But I'm serious. I can only compromise my morals so many times.
Well, you can still walk away, Amira. But you won't. I know you won't. I think you already made your mind up. You just needed to hear me say, do it. And I'm saying, do it. We're about to go past the point of no return.
Rupert,
What's the deal?
we're at a crossroads. I'm one test away from being accepted into the Lupercalia.
Well, that sounds like good news. What's the test?
They want me to steal the 16th century edition of the Divine Comedy from the Temasek University's rare books library.
Well, that escalated quickly. I mean, I sort of get it. If you're going to set up tests for initiates, you might as well go all the way. Steal the Divine Comedy. Genius. I'm really taking a shine to these guys.
Rupert, can we focus? Am I going to do this? Am I going to commit a crime? A pretty serious one. To undo another? Sometimes I wonder what I'm getting myself into. I thought being a PI was pretty straightforward. Take a few photos of a cheating husband, catch the bad guy using company funds.
You ought to be excited. I know I am.
But I'm serious. I can only compromise my morals so many times.
Well, you can still walk away, Amira. But you won't. I know you won't. I think you already made your mind up. You just needed to hear me say, do it. And I'm saying, do it. We're about to go past the point of no return.
Rupert,
What's the deal?
we're at a crossroads. I'm one test away from being accepted into the Lupercalia.
Well, that sounds like good news. What's the test?
They want me to steal the 16th century edition of the Divine Comedy from the Temasek University's Rare Books Library.
Well, that escalated quickly. I mean, I sort of get it. If you're going to set up tests for initiates, you might as well go all the way. Steal the Divine Comedy. Genius. I'm really taking a shine to these guys.
Rupert, can we focus? Am I going to do this? Am I going to commit a crime? A pretty serious one. To undo another? Sometimes I wonder what I'm getting myself into. I thought being a PI was pretty straightforward. Take a few photos of a cheating husband, catch the bad guy using company funds.
You ought to be excited. I know I am.
But I'm serious. I can only compromise my morals so many times.
Well, you can still walk away, Amira. But you won't. I know you won't. I think you already made your mind up. You just needed to hear me say, do it. And I'm saying, do it. We're about to go past the point of no return.
Rupert,
What's the deal?
we're at a crossroads. I'm one test away from being accepted into the Lupercalia.
Well, that sounds like good news. What's the test?
They want me to steal the 16th century edition of the Divine Comedy from the Temasek University's Rare Books Library.
Well, that escalated quickly. I mean, I sort of get it. If you're going to set up tests for initiates, you might as well go all the way. Steal the Divine Comedy. Genius. I'm really taking a shine to these guys.
Rupert, can we focus? Am I going to do this? Am I going to commit a crime? A pretty serious one. To undo another? Sometimes I wonder what I'm getting myself into. I thought being a PI was pretty straightforward. Take a few photos of a cheating husband, catch the bad guy using company funds.
You ought to be excited. I know I am.
But I'm serious. I can only compromise my morals so many times.
Well, you can still walk away, Amira. But you won't. I know you won't. I think you already made your mind up. You just needed to hear me say, do it. And I'm saying, do it. We're about to go past the point of no return.
Rupert,
What's the deal?
we're at a crossroads. I'm one test away from being accepted into the Lupercalia.
Well, that sounds like good news. What's the test?
They want me to steal the 16th century edition of the Divine Comedy from the Temasek University's rare books library.
Well, that escalated quickly. I mean, I sort of get it. If you're going to set up tests for initiates, you might as well go all the way. Steal the Divine Comedy. Genius. I'm really taking a shine to these guys.
Rupert, can we focus? Am I going to do this? Am I going to commit a crime? A pretty serious one. To undo another? Sometimes I wonder what I'm getting myself into. I thought being a PI was pretty straightforward. Take a few photos of a cheating husband, catch the bad guy using company funds.
You ought to be excited. I know I am.
But I'm serious. I can only compromise my morals so many times.
Well, you can still walk away, Amira. But you won't. I know you won't. I think you already made your mind up. You just needed to hear me say, do it. And I'm saying, do it. We're about to go past the point of no return.
Rupert,
What's the deal?
we're at a crossroads. I'm one test away from being accepted into the Lupercalia.
Well, that sounds like good news. What's the test?
They want me to steal the 16th century edition of the Divine Comedy from the Temasek University's rare books library.
Well, that escalated quickly. I mean, I sort of get it. If you're going to set up tests for initiates, you might as well go all the way. Steal the Divine Comedy. Genius. I'm really taking a shine to these guys.
Rupert, can we focus? Am I going to do this? Am I going to commit a crime? A pretty serious one. To undo another? Sometimes I wonder what I'm getting myself into. I thought being a PI was pretty straightforward. Take a few photos of a cheating husband, catch the bad guy using company funds.
You ought to be excited. I know I am.
But I'm serious. I can only compromise my morals so many times.
Well, you can still walk away, Amira. But you won't. I know you won't. I think you already made your mind up. You just needed to hear me say, do it. And I'm saying, do it. We're about to go past the point of no return.
Rupert,
What's the deal?
we're at a crossroads. I'm one test away from being accepted into the Lupercalia.
Well, that sounds like good news. What's the test?
They want me to steal the 16th century edition of the Divine Comedy from the Temasek University's rare books library.
Well, that escalated quickly. I mean, I sort of get it. If you're going to set up tests for initiates, you might as well go all the way.
Okay. I might cut this stream short, but Large Sloth Lemur, I have to message you something. Let me see if I can message you on Discord. Large Sloth Lemur, are you there? Can you check your Discord? Okay. Yeah, boy. Okay. I think I have to drop off. Yeah. Okay. I'll see you soon, folks. All right. Later.